What's up, awesome Scrum Masters? I hope you are well and serving people at your workplace. Joshua Partugi here, delivering another content for you from Brisbane, Australia. Folks, some of you have told me that the What Does the Scrum Master Do All Day videos are really helpful for you to understand the way Scrum Master thinks and acts. So folks, in today's video, I will share with you another 5 cases that Jenny needs to handle at her workplace. But unlike the 2 previous videos, this time I will not give you a hint or a commentary on what hat Jenny wears in each situation. I have placed chapter markers for each cases in this video. Just hover the video player to see the chapter markers. And also folks, feel free to use this video as a discussion point whether at your workplace or even at a community meetup. You can also have a discussion in the comment section down below. I'm always happy to learn from your personal experiences too. As for me, I am using this video for discussion point in my professional Scrum Master training. Alright folks, without further ado, let's start with the first case.
Let's define what outcome we want to deliver this sprint as our sprint goal.
We definitely need to improve the conversion rate. Even after our last release, not many users want to go with the paid version of our product. We should improve several user experiences to improve the conversion rate.
Shouldn't we do more performance tweaking and clean up our technical debt first? We've been postponing cleaning up our technical debt for 4 sprints.
Improving the performance of the product and paying our technical debt can definitely improve the user experience. User experience is not just about visual design.
I agree with Susan. Looking at our evidence-based management metrics, we definitely need to work on the conversion rate metrics. Let's make it our sprint goal.
So I think these 5 product backlog items can help us achieve the sprint goal.
Good for noticing that, Ashish. I agree. And I also think this product backlog item is also related to the sprint goal.
Based on our average throughput in the past 20 sprints, we were only able to do 5 product backlog items. So I think this product backlog item is not feasible. Shall we take it out and do it in the future sprint?
I think shipping this functionality to our current users will entice them to move to the paid version.
That's a bit risky. I don't think we know that yet. Why don't we also create a small experiment to validate that hypothesis? We can also scale down the fidelity of this functionality. That way, I think we can do these 6 product backlog items.
That's a good idea. Let's create a lower fidelity functionality for these 2 product backlog items to validate our hypothesis first. After we ship it to production, we will monitor the metrics. And once we have more evidence from our EBM metrics, we will create a higher fidelity functionalities.
That means we can do 6 product backlog items this sprint with these 2 product backlog items at lower fidelity, right?
Yes, that's right, Ashish.
Then let's move on to the next part of the sprint planning and create the plan to meet the sprint goal. Hey Ashish, did you notice that our code base has changed?
What? Really? No, I haven't pulled the latest code base from Git. Let me take a look.
Yeah, it seems the code base has been heavily refactored.
Looking at the commit message, it was Carlos who refactored it.
He didn't even ask us before refactoring. Now the code on my personal branch is not going to work on this new structure.
Hey, what's up? How was your weekend?
How was your weekend? Had fun refactoring?
Ow. So this is why your face is frowning.
What's happening, fellas?
Well, Carlos just refactored our code base during the weekend.
And how does that make you feel?
Angry. We weren't even told that he was going to refactor the code base on the weekend.
And what motivated you to refactor the code base during the weekend, Carlos?
Well, the codebase we had does not scale well and consume a lot of resources on our cloud instance.
You could have told us first. At least I could have merged my branch before you refactored it.
I have been telling you all since 4 sprints ago.
Well, we have been busy with pushing lots of features in the past 2 months.
And is the work to refactor our code base transparent in our product backlog?
Well, yes, it is in the product backlog.
But we always favor building new features over paying our technical debts.
What should we do in the future to prevent this from happening again?
I think we should also bring up the data to Cecil about the cost of not refactoring and not paying our technical debts.
Refactoring codebase and writing tests should be part of our habit rather than after the facts. It shouldn't even be in the product backlog if we always pay technical debt immediately.
Carlos, you are the expert in technical excellence practices. Would you like to run a sharing session next sprint on how to refactor and write tests?
Sure. In the next sprint planning, we should take less product backlog items and allocate time for this sharing session.
Thanks, Carlos. I am glad to hear that. Let me know if you need anything from me to make it happen.
Team, sorry to interrupt. I just had this urgent request from the CEO to develop this feature. I know that this is not something that we have planned during the sprint planning, but the CEO said it's a high priority as it can help us stay afloat in the market.
As long as it's related to our sprint goal. So how is this functionality related to our sprint goal?
Well, I must say that it's not even closely related to our sprint goal.
And have you done some analysis and forecast against the EBM metrics before saying yes to David?
Hi, ladies. What's happening here?
Cecil just brought a new product backlog item that is not related to our sprint goal. We have been interrupted a lot and it affected our ability to innovate metrics.
Cecil, have you talked to David on how interrupting the team in the middle of the sprint can affect our ability to innovate metrics?
I have tried. But he doesn't seem to take no as an answer. What can I do as a product owner? He said that this feature is a high priority.
All right. Come with me to his office then. I will talk to David and explain to him. David, have you got a few minutes?
Yes. What's happening?
Regarding the urgent feature that you wish the team to complete this sprint, how much is the cost of delay for it?
What is cost of delay?
Cost of delay is the amount of money we will lose if we don't develop the feature you requested exactly at this sprint.
That's an interesting point. I suppose it can wait. Let's discuss more about this feature during this sprint review then. Until then, I will ask the CFO to come up with more analysis about the cost of delay.
Thanks. Cecil, put this item in the product backlog for discussion in this sprint review. David, let me know if you want me to be part of that discussion with the CFO.
Okay. Thanks for your help. I will also inform the team about this.
Jen, can you stay for a few more minutes?
Sure. What would you like to discuss?
I want to know your opinion on our company's strategic goal on the EBM. Our product is getting stale in the market right now. There will be a higher potential to be competitive if we move to using newer technology. I also want to invest more for research and development. So our current value is getting lower each day, but I can see the unrealized value using the newer technology is very high.
Yes. That's how you should look at EBM. Slowly invest into unrealized value by reallocating some of the investment from current value.
So how much percentage should I take from the current value and move into the unrealized value?
There isn't a hard number. Theoretically, you take away 20% of the current investment from the current value.
Okay. That makes sense. The 80-20 rule.
By the way, have you explained this to Cecil? She is the product owner. She should know the corporate long-term strategic goals. She need to create the product goals.
Do you think I should tell her? To be honest, that is the reason why I interrupted the team's sprint with an urgent product backlog item. You know, I am really worried about the economic situation lately.
You definitely need to tell Cecil. Why don't we set up a session with you, Cecil, and Jake? I can facilitate the discussion between the three of you. Three of you can discuss the unrealized value we want to capture.
That's a great idea. Can you please ask my secretary to book my time for this discussion? Let's do it before this sprint review. Do you think we can also refine our corporate strategic goal? I think the current strategic goal we have on our EBM dashboard no longer makes sense.
Okay. Let's do that. In that case, let's also invite Linda. She has a lot of data she can share with us.
All right. Looking forward to the meeting invite. And also, one more favor. Can you pull our last quarter's EBM report?
Sure. I will send it to you before the end of today.
Thanks, Jen. Very much appreciated.
Hey Susan, where are you off to? We have a daily scrum in 15 more minutes.
Sorry, I have to miss the daily scrum because I need to pick up my daughter from school. Doing daily scrum at the end of the day does not work for me.
Well, it works well for me. I am not a morning person.
Yeah. On some days, I need to pick up my daughter from school, and going back to the office after I pick her up is just a waste of time.
Hey Susan. What's the rush?
Hi, Jen. I need to pick up my daughter from school. Sorry, gotta go. See you tomorrow.
All right then. Take care, Susan. See you tomorrow. Hi, team.
Oh, hi Jen. We're about to do our daily scrum, but we're always missing Susan because oftentimes she needs to pick up her daughter from school.
Okay. And what leads you to choose the end of the day to do the daily scrum?
Bob and I often could not make it in the morning. A month ago, during retrospectives, we decided to do the daily scrum to the end of the day.
And because Susan just recently joined us 2 weeks ago, I suppose she was not involved in the decision making?
Yes, that is right. Any suggestions on how we should handle this situation?
We can try doing it before lunch this time around.
So, Jan, what do you think about that option?
My only concern is, will it weaken the Scrum values? The purpose of daily Scrum, as we know, is to synchronize information.
Well, we do not know yet. This is something we need to inspect and adapt. Have you had any experience with running daily Scrum just before lunchtime?
Yes, I have. I once worked in a team who chose to do it 15 minutes before lunch. We had similar situation as you are experiencing now.
And how did that work out for the team?
Surprisingly, it works well for the team. 15 minutes just before lunch was a sweet spot. No Scrum values were weakened. But again, that was back then with my team. As Tasia said, you need to inspect and adapt. Another option you can do is have Susan join through conference call. Only when your daily Scrum is not while she is driving though.
Alright then, I think we need to do our daily scrum now. Thanks for sharing, Jen. This is something that we need to discuss in this sprint retrospectives. Alright, that is all from me today, folks. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you find it helpful and you can trigger a great conversation at your workplace. If you are an aspiring Scrum Master and want to see more content specifically targeted towards Scrum Master, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Until then, be a true leader who serves at your workplace. Bye now.